Hello, this is Chef Commander Coffee, back with another episode of Dominions 4, Thrones of Ascension. We are continuing our invasion of the Eastern Realms. So let's continue with the turns. Not waste any time. We have continued our research in Blood Magic. We are now up to Blood Magic 5. So I have access to a few new spells which I will be able to use. Whether I want to use any of them right now is another question. And I think right now, no. I may, I may use Demonic Whispers. I do know where the capital is for Modi, and I could hit that with a few Demonic Whispers to start increasing unrest there. Once unrest reaches 100, they are unable to recruit units there, and it will also force them to set some units to patrol in those areas to reduce the unrest. And that would then make their army in the field a lot smaller. So yes, I may start casting that on their capital. We cast yes, our site searching. Overall, not too effective. A report from no new sites. No new sites. A report from Nom. Suddenly a small number of flame bolts appeared out of nowhere and struck the army. 7 units hit, 2 killed. I don't think I lost any commanders, but my paramount son Pontifex was wounded. He took another healing wound, which is not the worst thing, so I think I can live with that. I can live with that, indeed. Plenty of blood hunting. Let's just go through my blood hunting provinces. I don't appear to have too much unrest. Right, we'll come back to this. Yes. Yeah, there's too much unrest in Sonderham to blood hunt. But, too much in, Mexico as well. Mexico really building that unrest quite quickly. Right. Let's read some more messages. There were a few assassination attempts on my men. It appears Modi is moving assassins through my lands. Dashtagne was the victim of an assassination attempt. They have assassins in Nom. Now that is very worrying. They tried to assassinate one of my clockwork smiths. Who, oh. He fell unconscious from casting so many spells, and then, yes. The problem with the clockwork smiths is they can't wake up. They keep winding down, so after running out of fatigue, they just stand there. So yes, he did die. Although I think that was only an Earth 1 clockwork smith. They also tried to assassinate Kagale here, one of my Pontifexes. But he was fine. He was fine. We'll come back to the battles later. An unexpected event has occurred in Troia. A local slave lord is seeking absolution for his sins, and he donated a lot of blood slaves and gold to us, which is fine by me. One of my scouts was attacked. We killed many brigands. We're still sieging Farron, and most of the yes, the mercenaries I bidded on did indeed. We did win. And there's one final message. Renanan, the god of Farwald, has been permanently vanquished. So, Farwald has now been destroyed. Probably by Lunawatia, but they were at war with quite a few nations. So, we're going to take a look at the battle that our scout saw. in the desert of the Cliff Dwellers. It appears Lunawatia is at war with Napskibos. And we haven't seen Napskibos in action. It appears Napskibos is a centaur nation. And they move straight into the rear, kill the commanders, and then crush the province defense of the Desert of the Cliff Dwellers. So, we may not have to worry about the north anymore, which is disappointing since I actually have quite a decent force here. Decent. It's not probably enough to advance into the north, but it's not a bad defensive force for sure. Now I did have quite a few of my inferior Pontifexes blood hunt here, just to find some blood slaves in case I needed to do a communion. But since we have no unrest here, I think I am going to get them to continue, and they will be aided by my two paramount Pontifexes who brought some reinforcements. Yes, in the form of terracotta soldiers. We're going to line them up at the front of the force. And I'll have my Pontifexes at the front and back of the force. Most likely to just disperse the blood slaves amongst all of the communicants. But we will continue to blood hunt there for a turn. Yes, I do remember to put police youth in there. Right, let's continue with the messages. So that was Desert of the Cliff Dwellers being captured by Napskibos. So there were two battles in Bonelands. We'll look at the first one. So I sent my heavy cavalry here to capture the province, and there is about, what, almost 80 heavy cavalry, although Modi does have quite a large defense force, so this may not go quite as well as expected. We'll see, we'll see. So we smash into their lines with the heavy cavalry. Their mages are casting significations. Celestus, the slave follower. Nature, blood and fire. We may be getting some more fire gems, taking Modi over. Even more fire gems. So the heavy cavalry are actually doing just fine. In fact, we have broken through to their commanders, and I think we're killing some of their mages. So yes, my heavy cavalry did win. We lost 9 heavy cavalry, but we killed 2 of their wizards and 61 of their foul spawn. So a good victory in Bonelands. However, Emozar seemed to have similar ideas to me, and they attacked Bonelands as well, but with a much smaller force, and I believe this should be a clear win for my force. We do get first strike, but only a small one. The giants, however, begin to rout immediately, and we kill their commanders without too many troubles. So yes, Emozar is completely crushed. Completely crushed. So those were the messages this turn. So let's get planning our next steps. So now I did manage to get all these mercenaries. I would like the mercenaries. I have all these men patrolling. Need to see if we can find some more. Find those assassins. Yes, we do need to find those assassins. Now, Bonelands, I'm going to increase the province defense here. It has barbarians, which are good once they get into the melee. But we will be moving up. Eramas will be supported by the army coming from the underground. Yes. That is what they were waiting for. I'm going to have these heavy cavalry actually set to guard commander over here. Because we have plenty of heavy cavalry to attack the enemy's rear. So I think we can have some in reserve to guard my commanders. Now one of the mercenary regiments didn't actually appear in Kunal. They appeared in the capital, which is a bit strange. I'm not sure why that happened. Yes, we have these Raptor clan fighters and some fire drakes. So the fire drakes are undisciplined. They're just going to be running forward and burning as many things as they can. And the Raptors are going to be set to hold and attack rearmost enemies. Hopefully, that will be able to take Batagne here. There isn't very many men in Batagne, so if the province defense isn't too strong, I think the mercenaries should be able to handle it. Now I moved one commander back here to pick up some more reinforcements. He shall pick them all up, and then it's going to continue. There's another 17 men, quite a lot of Colossi spearmen to pick up and move from the north angles. We will continue to recruit men with the remaining gold. Some more sacred units, I think. Yes, we are recruiting more sacred units. And I think I'm going to have Paramount Pontifexes recruited in Saltnaham, simply because I do need to always have a supply of them. And Saltnaham is probably a good place to put them right now, because they can reach the eastern force quite quickly via flying over Kratas, or through Golem range. Sorry, that's one of my alarms going off. Please ignore that. Right, where are we? Yes, this mercenary that appeared in the capital, Omer Coatl the Coatl, yes. He arrived with a bunch of lizard warriors, which I would have liked to use as a sort of frontline fodder. However, he did appear in the capital for some reason. But he is a very powerful astral and nature mage, so I will make use of him since we did recruit him. He is going to be casting. He is powerful enough to cast Cascade Knowledge. Now that is a very expensive spell, and I have searched for most magic sites in most of my provinces, so I don't think we need that kind of variety. I think I just want him to cast Arcane Probing in a few provinces, simply because he didn't appear on the front line for whatever reason, which is rather annoying, but we'll make the best use of him as we can. Now let's keep going through my commanders. Ahmad here needs to forge more items, I think. I think I can take the staff off him for a moment. I think we did forge one more staff. Yes, we did forge another staff of Elemental Mastery. Yes, this is the Earth Air variant. It casts Stone Skin on the commander, whereas this Fire and Water one, yes, it just gives fire and cold resistance. I think it's something to do with the earth magic making you more resistant. Not sure. Either way, I will be getting Ahmad here to forge another Robe of the Sea, I think. Now, there is a assassin around here somewhere, so we're going to try and find him with my patrolling units. Hopefully they can discover where he is. But in the meantime, I will have my mages here. One of them is going to forge a Dwarven Hammer, and the other one He's probably going to forge a what would I like him to forge? I think I'm going to get him to forge a demon whip. Those demon whips are quite useful for moving my demon units around. Now I'm going to be able to build the final temple on the western coast, which is very good. We do need those temples there. I'm going to have this scout just wait in the sodden murk and just keep an eye on Lycia here. They seem to have quite a strong defensive base located around this zone here. But I'm expecting Lycia and Modi to make up most of this, the rest of this region of Valanis. So it may be that I only have to go to war with these few nations left to actually win a victory by Thrones of Ascension, which would be very good. Saladar is going to cast another arcane probing, I think. Yes, I think I will have him cast arcane probing. I want him to cast it on. Have I cast? Yeah, I have cast it on Numecria. And I have I cast an astral? Yes, on Lilithor as well. I think you can just cast arcane probing on Duvan. To be honest, Duvan might hold a astral site of significance. Now this revenant here is going to move towards Runia, where I'm going to create a sort of death magic hub. And yes. I will summon a lot of undead mages and have them ready to support my northern force if need be. Otherwise, it may just be a good way of bolstering my my research. I can start summoning wizards with my death gems to bolster my research. That may be a good plan. Now, Orgias here, you are going to need to create some earth gems for yourself. Can you cast Gnome Lore? You can cast it on Griffin Spires. Yes, cast Gnome Lore some more. Now, my two mages here, you're going to take those away, and change the Earth Boots for some Boots of Youth. In fact, Belmar has a new researcher, yes, for the Light's Lantern. These two mages, who are suited for casting long-range blood rituals, are going to cast the ritual spell Demonic Whispers, which will increase the unrest in a province. We are going to cast it on Modi. Yes, we are in range to cast Demonic Whispers on Modi, and we are going to put a total of it lasts longer, 1 month per gem. So if I put 10 slaves in, it will last I assume it will just last the 1 month, so 22 would be 1 year. I believe that is enough, and I'm going to have this mage also cast Demonic Whispers, but he will be casting it on Emazar is slightly out of range. It's just slightly out of range. How about Lunawatia? Lunawatia is in range, and this could yes. I think to spite their invasion of me, we are also going to cast Demonic Whispers on Lunawatia for a whole year. Yes, Demonic Whispers. Make the peasants all riled up with evil demon whispers. Seems good to me. Now, we finished the laboratory here, so I can start giving these mages a few more gems. I'm going to give him 5 more fire gems. And for Gale here, he's going to be given a few fire gems as well. And Tremaine here can be given a few fire gems. A few more fire gems there. Another few fire gems there. actually don't have any fire gems. Just to spread them out. They don't need to be even, really. But, yeah, so we'll just make sure my mages have plenty of spare gems. Just to give us that extra edge in battle. Now I am going to change the setup slightly. I want these mages who are set to cast fireballs and then spells. I want them to cast Phoenix Power, followed by 3 fireballs, and then the spell Reinvigoration, which will require 1 blood slave, but it will remove all his fatigue. And I'll have them cast that instead of well, since they do have a free fire gem in the jar of fire, they may as well use it to cast Fuel the Fire. So I'm going to just have all of my mages set to do that instead. I'm also going to change these mages here from casting Fire Shield. I don't think they're going to get in combat. I was worried Moddy's flying foul spawn would be more of a problem, but it didn't seem like they were. I may just have them cast Prison of Fire again. That should do fine. Right. Yes, it's just Badawi who has no orders. Now we do have a lab here, so I can outfit my mages with new items. I've had a thought. We're going to swap our research to alteration. I'm going to give Badawi a Staff of Elemental Mastery. I think I'm going to give him the shock resistant one, this one here. It will also cast Stone Skin on him. This will boost his air magic to level 2. I'm going to also give him 10 air gems. And the reason for this is, once my alteration reaches level 4, he can cast Wind Guide, which makes all friendly units shoot more accurately. So, not only will my archers be more effective with the flaming arrows, but my mages will also be able to shoot more accurately as well. I believe it affects your mages as well. So yes, Badawi will be able to make good use of that Staff of Elemental Mastery. So I can start using my well, rather small air gem income. I will still be able to make good use of it, since we don't need to cast Wind Guide more than once per battle. Yes, I will have him do that. In fact, I think I'm going to have him cast the Pyroflogos incantation first. Maybe Phoenix Power. And then cast... No, he is going to cast Flaming Arrows first, but I think I will follow Flaming Arrows with a Reinvigoration, and then he will cast the Pyroflogos incantation, followed by... Now I still have 2 Sabbath Slaves, and I believe there's a way I can use them here with Badawi to be more effective, since he is my sort of main caster in the army now. I'm going to have Badawi cast Sabbath Master, and follow that with Flaming Arrows. Might be better for him to cast Flaming Arrows at the start of the battle. Now it won't cost 100 fatigue, Now that Badawi has Fire Magic 5, it will only cost 50. I believe it halves the cost of the spell. So yes, he will cast Flaming Arrows, and then cast Sabbath Master. And after casting Sabbath Master, he can cast the Pyroflogos incantation, and then follow that with a reinvigoration. After reinvigorating both him and the Sabbath Slaves, he will cast Phoenix Power for himself, and then set to cast spells. Now, after he has finished casting Pyroflogos' incantation and Phoenix Power, Badawi will be a Fire 7 mage. He will be an incredibly powerful Fire mage. In fact, he will be a Fire mage so powerful that he in fact surpasses Solve in his grasp of fire magic. So he will be a very, very powerful evocation cannon on the battlefield. At least I'm hoping so. So I'm going to change where Badawi is going to be located here with the other Sabbath slaves. I'm going to move his bodyguard there as well. So which means I will need to move these heavy cavalry. I think I'll have them sit on top of the army. I'm not too worried about Modi's archers firing at my cavalry. They seem to be quite focused on shooting at my infantry so far. So that was an unnecessary precaution, but a precaution well used nonetheless. So we will be receiving reinforcements soon. I think I'll have Badawi forge. May be that he can forge something useful for the time being. I think the most useful thing that he can forge is in fact probably a Scepter of Authority. And I am going to have my mages pause on their harrow-spexing to forge a few Horns of Valor. I would like to get some Horns of Valor to give to my commanders on the front line. I don't want to deal with more routes too often, so the Horns of Valor should help prevent them. Now I did recruit a few more Paramount Pontifexes, and I need to go around looking for them now. We have a level 2 Earth Mage here, so he will be given some Earth Boots and sent to join my crafters in Nom. Yes. In Nom we trained a Blood 3 Mage, so he'll be moving towards Ophaleth. He is going to need some... I may have something else for this mage to do. Yes, I'm going to be equipping this Blood 3 Mage with a Sanguine Dowsing Rod, and he will be going on his own to blood hunt in Bakar. Bakar has almost 12,000 population, so I think him on his own with no patrol there, maybe might be a bit too much. I'm going to recruit another mounted commander in Duvan. He's going to take some of the cavalry, perhaps 20 of them, and go to Bakar. We may need, we may be able to start up another blood hunting site. Right, and let's look for some more Paramount Pontifexes that I've forgotten about. Doesn't appear as if there are any more in my kingdom. So we have a few more scraps of gold to spend, and I think it's best we spend it on a wizard here, in case we need more to move to the front line. And with the rest we will recruit some of these spear warriors for their small bow utility. Right, I believe that's all my commands, and so here is the battle plan. We are holding Norfangs for the time being, whilst my men in the underground move to finish off Emeralzar. And we're going to see how well these mercenaries perform at capturing another province from Modi. Our dominion is spreading rapidly. As we destroy temples, their dominion is quashed at quite a fast pace. Both Solve and my prophet will be close by, so our dominion should spread very, very quickly as we capture more land, which is very good. Yes, right, let's end the turn there. We do need to start thinking about creating an aquatic army as well. We now have more than enough in terms of capabilities for forging water items and summoning water creatures. Now these are quite busy turns, so I don't want to spend too much time doing multiple turns. I feel the video would get too long quite fast. So, we shall leave it there. It's been me, Chaff Commander Coffee, and I will see you next time for another exciting episode of Dominions 4. Thanks for watching.